All right, so just to get this out of the way early on in the video so you know it's not clickbait, New Holland did make a blue skid steer from the factory. It was a promotional thing. Actually, they made several of them. However, this is not the one they made. This is one I'm making, and I saw the one that they made for the promotion. I thought it was very cool, and in redoing the skid steer, I decided to do it with that color scheme and decals similar to them that I'll custom make. And yeah, so just so everybody knows, no, they did not make the one I'm doing from the factory like that. I think we got all the paint stuff figured out, so that's good. I'm gonna do something that you guys have probably never seen me do on this channel, and that's I'm going to wear a respirator while I paint. So let me grab that. We gotta get the paint poured into there. I have to strain it first. Maybe I'll put it in the vise. I don't know. We'll see. Oh, what's that? Bet you never saw one of these on this channel. Alright, whatever. I could probably just do this by hand. Famous last words as I spill it everywhere. Let's see where that gets us for now. Now, I am out of hardener and reduce. Actually, I can look back there. I think he actually might have some more. Not anywhere near out of paint, really, but I make sure my hardener and reducer and all. I still have an ample supply of it for this because I'm painting essentially the biggest part. I'm doing, the body where I'm doing it, but I'm also, I'm coating it. So, so yeah, it's not just one coat. It's going to be, 3 to 4 coats. And then I have some parts that need to be recoated that are hanging up over here. You'll see in a moment. And I have the control rods, levers that also need to be done. And they're just primed. They're not actually. They don't have any coats on them yet. So. I'm gonna fill this cup up pretty good because I'm planning on doing this a lot. I cleaned the gun right before this, so we should be good. These Harbor Freight guns, I actually do have more expensive guns, but I really actually like these Harbor Freight guns a lot. One thing you'll notice with me is there's a lot of Harbor Freight stuff that, this is for my own use, but that I actually use professionally at work and in the field and all and on the farm. I love Harbor Freight, I really do. Don't be a moron and buy the $7 little socket set that you throw in your laundry room drawer and expect to put an engine in a truck with it. If you do that, the issue's you, not Harbor Freight. But Harbor Freight has some very good quality tools, and but you gotta know what you're getting, and you gotta buy the right ones. You also gotta know how to use them. I find so many times where people post about, oh, I did this and it didn't work or whatever, and it's literally something that tool's not even designed for. But these guns, they're very cheap. I think this is like $15, $16, something like that. To the point where sometimes I don't even clean them. If they get really bad, I throw them out and I just go buy a new one. It's literally that cheap. Why bother at that point? Normally I run a pressure regulator on these. Now you regulate them down the knob on the very bottom next to where you hook up the air. That actually will regulate the pressure. I've sprayed with this gun before, and I didn't use a pressure regulator. I just did it till the pattern looked good. And I'm sure it was close to what it should be because I have done this quite a few times. So, so I can usually, you know, I'm usually aware of what it's supposed to be like. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes with this one. And I think it'll be fine, so I'm not even going to bother with a gauge. Just going to make sure I'm hooked to the right one. Okay, which is over there. It's a special. We have a special one with a an inline filter and everything, and water separator to run on, and it actually has its own pressure regulator on it. Without a gauge, though. Now the one at my shop, actually, it's for painting, and it does have a gauge on it, and I like that because you don't have this whole ridiculous setup hanging off the bottom of the gun with the regulator and the gauge and the water separator, all that crap. You just set it on the wall, but then that way you only have, you know, this with the line coming off. All right, stand you up there. Do this. Oop, I already did it wrong. You could tell how often I do this one. Oh, there we go. All right, well, we had an SD card issue, but I think it's resolved now. So get back to getting to it. All right, what I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull the forklift out because I really don't need it in here. I'd rather not get overspray on it. Oh, and that reminds me, I should probably cover this guy's tractor that's in here, his little lawn tractor. It's probably a bad idea to cover that in overspray. That's probably fine. Let me pull this out. That all done, I think it's go time. We'll switch our lines. All right. Uh-oh. Well, it's spattering out freaking like that. Oh. So, unfortunately, we're going to have to stop and figure out what is going on. This is why I get so irritated with painting, because, you know, there's so many little factors, and I've done it a lot. It still irritates me, though. Oh, I think I know what I'm going to do, because I think I actually do know what the problem is. All right. Let's see what that does. I adjusted something that I think was problematic. Let's see what that looks like. It's definitely better. Now the heat's on, it's loud, you can't even hear me. Alright, it's not looking too bad, still sputtering a little bit, and I really don't care to fix it because it's working, so I'm going to put the mask on and we're going to get this done. Alright. Alright, our tack layer's on. Actually went on a lot better than I thought it would with the way the gun was acting. But for a tack layer, I'm actually kind of happy with it. So move on to these now. I'm a little worried. Jeez, I'm like eating this mask. I'm a little worried with these parts, and the reason why is because these two just need another coat on them, and so that would be the top layer, and I don't like sanding, so I'd rather it be nice, but we'll see what happens. It's actually not looking too bad so far. Let's I think we're good on this for now. Now let's see how this goes. Probably doesn't help that it's not supported on the bottom, but I have a way to fix that if I can find it. I'm actually not going to do the backside because the finish really isn't that bad on these, and I don't really see the need to do that because you're not going to see it. It's under a seat. The edges are done. I hope they are. Alright, so tack layers down on all of this that we're doing tonight, which would bring us to running another layer. Oh, it's tacky. Alright. Alright, let me go over this again. Yeah, I think that all looks pretty good. Alright. Alright, let me open the door. Get some ventilation in here. Vent all this out. So I'm gonna move you guys to the other side. Pretty big fan, so it usually doesn't take too long. All right, let's turn it off. All right, I'm gonna close that door. Why don't you guys tell me I had paint all over my nose? I'm gonna shut that door. We're gonna take a walk around. I'm gonna move the camera around so you can see everything. All right. So, aside from our issues we had initially with the spray gun, which happens, I'm actually very happy with it so far. It's a nice, vibrant New Holland blue, New Holland blue, not the old one, which was a lot duller. But it looks pretty good so far, I think. I'm actually very happy with this. This is definitely what I was going for. And we have our panels here. These two were previously already painted. I just wanted to run another coat on them. This one I didn't spray the back of. I think it looks fine. But I didn't spray the back of it just because you're not going to see this anyway. So I figured there's no point going crazy with that. And then we have our our traction drive handles, control handles, whatever you want to call them. And they're looking pretty good. Nice and shiny. I don't see too many blemishes. They weren't perfect to begin with. I didn't, bring them down to bare metal at all, but they look pretty good. Yeah, nice and shiny, glossy. This one we did do the front and the back of, even though this one was already done. I'll come around to the back here. The back here might look a little messy because, number one, it was very pitted and all. I mean, things just sat in here, like debris and all just sat in here. So I didn't go too crazy with cleaning this. Which, you know, whatever. We've been over 1,000 times what this project is and what it isn't. So I'll refer you to the earlier videos for my stance on that. But yeah, so I tried to get in as much as I could with here. I'm not really worried about the engine bay. You're not really going to see it anyway. And I didn't really take off too much material, so it's already somewhat still sealed a little bit. But anyway, but yeah, you know, I'm happy the way it came out so far. Actually, I think it looks pretty good. Yeah, a couple runs here and there. Some are already there, but it's nice, vibrant, glossy blue. And yeah. So it's what I was going for, and that's what I got, I guess. We'll see once it dries up and all. I pull everything off. We'll see how good the black on the blue looks. I think it'll look good, but you know, we'll see for sure then. So I thought of other places I could mix the black in. I thought maybe I could make the hubs black or something. You'll see them through the wheels. I was gonna bring the black further down. Initially, I did consider running it all the way down to this line here, or you know, further down or more or less, but the hood is blue and it comes up to here, so I thought it would be a nice, you know, body line to go with the hood. But you know, we'll see what happens. I mean, it's easy enough to make this part black again with a rattle can if I really wanted to, but we'll see how it looks, see how it goes. It also needs to kind of contrast with the loader arms. This being, you know, that old Super Boom style has a lot more components to the loader arms. So you don't have like what my Bobcat has, where it's literally just the two arms with hydraulics. You have the whole, not really a scissor mechanism, but sort of, that just goes straight up and down. So you have several different components. I believe it's 3 different. You have the one arm that comes off the back that kind of just stabilizes. And then you have the lower part of the arm that goes up, and then the upper part of the arm that comes over, and they kind of almost scissor, or like the way they fold. It's weird. If you've ever seen one, you'd understand what I'm talking about. I'm assuming that that's just what they call the Super Boom, because I don't know what they call it, that style, but that's like New Holland's thing, so I'm just gonna say the Super Boom. So yeah, but what I was saying about that is, you know, different parts that are gonna be different colors, depending on how they contrast with the body. So, you know, what I'd like to do is parts that go over the body when it's down, I'd like to have black, so that way, you know, you see the blue and the black, and you know, I'm gonna do it where I can, but yeah, so we'll see how it goes, and we'll let this harden up and see how everything looks, and go from there. If we got to touch up, we'll touch up, but you know, it's not really too worried about that. But I got a nice good coverage on here. I don't really see any spots that were missed, so yeah, see you next time.